Good morning. We're recording today from the Clifton construction site as we continue to progress on the building of the new Quest laboratory here in Clifton, New Jersey. Despite all the challenges that have taken place with the coronavirus and the COVID-19 pandemic, we've been able to progress on the project and still stay on track with meeting our opening timeline. So we're going to go ahead and take a tour of some of the latest changes that have been taking place at the facility as we prepare for our opening day. Within the coming weeks, we will have temporary staff starting to join us that are going to be trained to support the validation efforts as we begin the installation of all equipment within the new site. It's hard to believe that this whole project started in 2017. And here we are, 6 months, and we will be open and operating as a laboratory. So join us as we take a quick tour of the site and look at some of the things that we've accomplished over the last couple months. One of the biggest changes that have been happening in the lab as of late is the completion of the automation space. In order to get the automation system in and get it validated in time for go live, we need to have at least 6 months of preparation. Well, I'm happy to report that on July 1, the automation space was dust free and we're able to begin the install of the automation line. So as we look at the footage, you can see that a lot of activity has already happened with the installation of the automation line. For those who aren't familiar with what we did, we actually will have 2 automation lines at startup connected by overhead bridges. This will allow us to have contingency in the event a portion of one line begins to fail or we lose equipment on one line. The 2 sets of lines will have enough equipment to support the equivalent of 115,000 patient requisitions a day. Right now, when we open up in January of 2021, we're expecting that the volume is going to be around 85,000 to 90,000 requisitions. So as you can see, we have additional capacity available to us that will support us in the event of analyzers going down, parts of the automation track going down, or any other things that might interrupt the normal operations of the space. But right now, we've got the entire north side of one of the tracks has been installed, has been activated with electric and compressed air, and they've actually been taking it through some of the testing of all the peripherals on the line. The south side of the first line is in completion as well. It's been set in place, but it hasn't been hooked up to power and or air at this time. The second automation line, which is on the west side of the property, hasn't started up yet. The pieces are in the building. You can see them sitting around the space, but we've not started to install those. The goal is to get the middle line done first, and then we'll move to the second line. One of the major components of the automation line are the high volume storage units. There will be 4 high volume storage units on these 2 lines. Each storage unit will be able to hold approximately 300,000 patient samples. So once complete, we'll have a total storage capacity of 1.2 million samples. That'll give a significant amount of storage to support the initial day operations and still be able to maintain samples for up to 7 days. So I hope you enjoy looking at the footage of what's been happening on the automation line. It truly has been an exciting portion of the project. But let me also mention some of the key features of this automation space. If you were here earlier, you would know that there's 36 inches underneath the floor that's used for running all the utilities and services throughout the automation space. This gives us flexibility to move things around as needed and quickly in the event of changes within the automation space. The other thing that you'll notice is there's a lot of extra room in here. We have the ability to expand this space to install a 3rd automation line. This will take us to a capacity of 140,000 requisitions as well. So though when we open up, we'll only be operating at about 90,000, we will have opportunity to expand and grow as the industry changes and as Quest growth happens within the East region. Another one of the key features of the facility in Clifton are the employee amenities that'll be available to everyone who works here. We talk about the things inside the building, the cafeteria, the exercise room, the open environment, the natural light that'll be coming in. All of those are nice features for the building. But in addition to that, there's a lot of things outside of the building that are going to make this an enjoyable place to work. One of the funnest areas will probably be the terrace that's on the northeast side. And when you look from the northeast terrace, if you look straight to the north, there'll be a garden space across the road from the lobby entrance of the building. There'll be a winding path within that garden space in the shape of a double helix, but there'll be an opportunity for people to get out, to take a small break, to walk around and enjoy the outside air, the plantings that are out there, and just stretch your legs after the stress of the day. To the east, the Prism campus, upon which the facility is built upon, a lot of new amenities will be coming our way. They'll be adding a grocery store. There'll be hotels on that property. There'll be apartments, a lot of other types of restaurants and retail establishments. There'll be a 24-hour fitness center. We've been told that they're planning to put a theater of some sort on the property. So it's not just going to be a place of work. It's going to be a place where you can take care of personal items, where you can enjoy some recreation. And if you choose to, you can even move right onto the campus and be within walking distance of our future home in Clifton, New Jersey. If you look out at it today, you can see there's a lot under construction, and a lot still has to happen before all of that comes to completion. But you can see the road structures being completed over on the Prism campus. And even as you take a look back towards the building, you can see the environment that's being created on the building as it compares to the renderings that are on the screens. So I hope that you have a chance to look at these pictures and enjoy and think about the opportunities that are coming and how that'll make your time at Clifton much more enjoyable. Another wonderful feature about the site is the parking garage. A lot of times it doesn't seem like a parking structure is all that exciting, but when you look at the parking garage that we've created at the Clifton site, it's a 5-story parking garage, but it can be expanded up to 7. It's been fitted out with the charging stations for electrical vehicles. But one of the really nice features of the garage is the 3rd floor pedestrian bridge that connects the garage structure with the building. This will allow staff to cross between the garage and the building without having to face the elements, whether it be the snow, the cold weather, or rain during the summer. But there'll be a nice pathway to go from the garage to the building without having to fight the traffic below. I hope you've enjoyed this progress we've been making out at the Clifton site. Oh, there's a lot yet to do. We've got a lot of spaces yet to finish, but tremendous progress has been made throughout this year, despite what the coronavirus has brought us. It's hard to believe January 4th is just 5 months away, and we'll be fully open and begin testing. I hope that you have a chance to come visit us here on the site. It's not enough just to see it in this small video, but to come, to walk the space, to experience what it is we will be moving into is impacting. Everybody who's come out here has thoroughly enjoyed their visits and have been impressed by what they've seen. But let me just say, the best is yet to come. And I hope that you can take part in that, be a part of that, and join us as we embark on this wonderful journey for Quest Diagnostics. I want to thank you for being with us today and hope you have an enjoyable day.